True police detective horror stories. Detective Ryan had always been a skeptic when it came to the supernatural. However, that changed one fateful night in the abandoned asylum. The building's history was dark, and it had been the site of unspeakable horrors. As Ryan and his partner, Detective Miller, entered, an eerie chill settled in their bones. Their flashlights flickered as they navigated the decaying hallways. They had received an anonymous tip about a cult operating within the asylum, and their investigation had led them here. Unnerving whispers echoed through the corridors, but they couldn't pinpoint the source. Ryan's skepticism wavered when they stumbled upon a room covered in occult symbols. A sense of dread washed over them as they realized they were not alone. In the flickering candlelight, they witnessed a group of cloaked figures, chanting in an ancient language. The detectives moved closer, but the cultists seemed to be aware of their presence. A tense standoff ensued, and then one of the cultists unleashed a sinister force that knocked the detectives off their feet. They scrambled to their feet, their flashlights now extinguished, leaving them in complete darkness. Desperation gripped Ryan, but he felt a sinister presence drawing closer. He could hear Miller's terrified gasps beside him. When the lights finally flickered back to life, they were alone in the room. The cultists vanished. As they continued their search, they found themselves in a basement, where they discovered a series of tunnels leading deep underground. Following the tunnels, they encountered a catacomb filled with coffins. One coffin was open, and inside lay a mummified figure with a grotesque grin. It was a grotesque parody of life. The cultists reappeared, surrounding the detectives. Their leader, draped in a crimson robe, chanted ominously, raising the mummy from its coffin. The room grew colder, and shadows danced ominously. With each chant, the mummy's eyes flickered to life. It began to move, its withered fingers extending towards Ryan. Panic surged through him, but he couldn't move. He felt a paralyzing grip on his soul. In a last-ditch effort, Detective Miller shot at the cult leader, but it was too late. The mummy's hand touched Ryan's chest, and he felt his life force draining away. His scream echoed through the catacombs as he was consumed by the darkness. Detective Miller barely escaped with his life, haunted by the horrors he witnessed that night. He was left with the chilling knowledge that there are forces beyond the realm of the living, and some mysteries are better left unsolved. Ryan's disappearance was a grim reminder that not all cases have a rational explanation, and the line between the living and the dead is thinner than we dare to imagine. Private investigator Emma had always dealt with bizarre cases, but nothing could prepare her for the chilling mystery that unfolded one rainy night. A wealthy family hired her to investigate the eerie occurrences in their ancestral mansion. The mansion was a foreboding structure, hidden in the woods, and had a history of strange happenings. Emma was determined to uncover the truth. As she entered the mansion, her investigation led her to a locked room in the attic, covered in dust and cobwebs. In the dim light, she discovered an old diary that belonged to a long-forgotten family member. The diary contained disturbing entries detailing dark rituals and a malevolent presence in the house. Emma's curiosity drove her to delve deeper into the mansion's secrets. Late one night, she heard whispers echoing through the hallways. Shadows danced, and the air grew icy. She followed the voices to the attic and was confronted by an apparition, a woman in a tattered dress, her eyes filled with despair. Terrified but resolute, Emma tried to communicate with the spirit. The ghost revealed a harrowing tale of betrayal and a curse that bound her soul to the mansion. Emma knew she had to break the curse. Her investigation led her to a hidden chamber beneath the house, where she discovered an ancient relic. It was the source of the curse. As she reached for it, the room darkened and the malevolent presence intensified. A sinister force tried to deter her, causing objects to fly across the room, but Emma persisted. With a final effort, she grabbed the relic and the mansion trembled. The curse shattered, and the apparition faded away, thanking Emma with a grateful smile. The mansion was now free from its dark past, but Emma couldn't forget the horrors she had witnessed. She left the case behind, haunted by the knowledge that the supernatural was all too real, and some secrets were better left undisturbed. Her experience as a private investigator had led her into a world of darkness she could never forget. Please like, share, and subscribe.